Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's the boy 10. You know how we do it. You got a good number of views, the Charlie Kirk one. If you guys want to see more like that, let me know what to react to. Send some recommendations in the comment section, and I'll definitely do more of that. So today we're checking out Brittany Renner begs men to date her and forget her past. I already know where this video is going. Video by Ria TV or Riva TV. So yeah, let's get right into the video.
Men fixate a lot on someone's past because they feel that another man can permanently taint a woman.
There was a video that I did in my car where I was talking about how I had sex with, was it 3 men in a day, yes. And then I ended up getting a yeast infection. Yes.
Why miss out on potential love of your life just because some guy dated her and it didn't work out?
You had sex with 3 men in the car. That was not a date. That was prostitution activity. Why do women do this? Why do you live your youth with no care in the world about your future and then complain when the future inevitably catches up to you? Like, why do you do that? Why? I mean, let's even forget the technicalities of it all and say, okay, men are just so obsessed with a woman's past. If you knew this, if you knew that what you do today is going to possibly affect you in future, why did you do it? And then when it comes and you inevitably have to face the consequences of your actions, you're complaining as if something is wrong with society. No! You did this to yourself. Nobody forced you in that car with 3 other men. You went in there purposely. So please do not talk to us like, come on, man.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So it seems to be that Brittany Renner is kind of begging men to forget her past. Okay? Now, I'm going to go into and break down exactly what I mean by what I'm saying, but you guys have to see the clip to kind of get the context. I'm going to press play, pause and play, and then give you guys my feelings and my opinions on this entire situation.
Men fixate a lot on someone's past because they feel that another man can permanently taint a woman. You don't have that power.
You don't think
a man cannot permanently taint me?
So this first segment that she said of, men focus on, a woman's past simply because they feel like a man can taint me, or a man can, change me or make me into this bad woman because of the men that I dealt with. And the first thing that I want to say to that is 100% inaccurate. The reason why men judge women sometimes off of their past is because it is a guideline of their poor choices on a consistent basis, right? It shows your lack of value for yourself. It shows, again,
Now, I was expecting this girl to come up here and support her, seeing that they're both women. But I love the fact that she's actually thinking this through. I love it. I'm intrigued to hear more, simply because she's actually making sense. Of course, if you tell me you dated 3 men in your past, that's not as significant as saying, oh, you've been with 15 men, and you say, oh, it's in the past. Hell no, it's not in the past. That is very valid to your present circumstance. What? 15? And then half of those were just like hookups? No.
Your poor decision-making skills. It shows that you are moved emotionally and you aren't logically thinking. And being that men are logical thinkers, they are looking and recognizing the patterns. So, where she has a standpoint, to her argument of trying to defend herself is like, oh, men think that another man can taint a woman. It really has very little to do with the other man and more to do with you.
A lot of women they've had relationships that have completely changed their personalities, the way they trust a man, the way they view men in general. I feel like you can be in a messed up relationship that can really mess you up.
Now, this is the next thing. There's some women who go into relationships and, because of relationship.
I agree. Some women enter relationships and come out a completely different person, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. It's no secret that we rub off It's no secret that we affect each other, especially in a relationship where there is more than just, um, physical contact, there's emotional contact. These are two beings energetically entwined, you know. And then when you leave that relationship with a part of that person, whether you are conscious of it, whether you want to admit it or not. You feel me? So it's like, bro, what are we talking about? You know, you've been with 25 men, you have 25 men worth of essence in you. So now I'm not just dealing with you, I'm dealing with you and the 25 men whom you've picked up things from. It's a different ball game. Like, let's not pretend. Women are quick to just turn around and say, oh, men are just insecure about. No, 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 no. There's way more to this than just simply the fact that you've been with the amount of men that you've been with. It also rubs off on you. There are things that start to tell about you, as a person. Forget the men, it's about you.
Did not work out in their favor, did not work out in the way in which they thought that it should, they then become this vindictive woman. They want every other man that is, going to be in a relationship, they want to put him in a place that he has to pay for the mistakes of the man from before. They so badly want to push this narrative that men are bad and men are toxic and men are this and men are that. So even when they just get into a relationship with a guy who is probably a good guy, probably not doing the wrong things, probably not stressing her out, they're going to go through his phone. They're going to act accusatory to him. They're going to do anything that they can to self-sabotage that relationship to prove that he is as bad as the person who they were with before.
But I feel like
That's the thing about mental states, man. When we talk about your perspective, the way your mind works influences the way your life goes. If you think all men are bad, if you bad. Whether you realize it or not, through your actions, you're trying to prove that story right because the mind is a storyteller. It tells you that this is a particular way things are, even if it's not true. The moment you key into that belief, you believe it, it's going to make your entire life, it not necessarily change your life, but you're going to see everything through that lens. And so it's always going to be distorted. And so your actions are always going to be self-sabotage, whether you are conscious of it or not. And that's the scary thing about the mind. These women don't realize that they are ruining good relationships simply because they refuse to accept that the person that they are hurt because of is gone. That was one person in a sea and multitude of people. But now they are bleeding on everybody else. And so inevitably, they are going to end the relationship the same way, blaming the men. Even though they were the catalysts in the relationship ending.
like when it comes to past and a man focusing on what happened 5 years ago or what man you slept with or what guy you were with, that is thinking when this man stuck his in her, she no longer has value. We're the whores, but who we all.
It's not about who you were sleeping with. It's not about because of that man that touched you that it caused any problem or pain. It's not about intimacy. Obviously, men know that if you were previously in another relationship, more than likely you were intimate with that person. Obviously, especially because you have children. That's not the question. The whole point of the conversation is, as I said before, it is about your track record. It is not something that you.
Beyond just the track record, man. Let's even say, yes, that's what it is. When a man sticks his penis in a woman, she loses some value. Is it right? Is that an ideal way of thinking since we men also go around sleeping around, Not all men, but most men, they don't get any value deducted from them by society. In fact, it's added onto them. I mean, the more women a man has, the more status he has amongst his peers, right? The more they think, oh, this guy is a dude, that kind of thing. Is it fair? No. But is that the reality of things? Yes, people need to start acting according to the reality of things, not as you want things to be. Because that way you are fighting a losing battle. It's not right. Great, it's not. But not only have you decided to go against the system, you have decided to go against it publicly. So even if you were just a random person in the world who has had these things. You might have gotten away with it. You might have just found a good man, probably have him, okay, get to accept you for who you are. But now your past is on display. Everybody knows what you've been up to. You've told the world what you've been doing. And so don't get upset when the same world that you try to bend to your will snaps back into place and is like, nope, nope, we don't agree. And now you're complaining and you're bitter. No, you made the choices. You knew exactly what it was. You knew the reality of the situation. You made your choices. You made your bed. Lie in it. That's not to say a man can't love her still, but good luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you find a man like that, great. But you need to realize that you are living in this reality due to the choices you made.
You were in a relationship and you've only been in committed relationships and what have you. It is how you again are moving through these situations, how you are navigating these situations. Do a lot of people have access to you? No man, it doesn't matter what the situation, is going to feel 100% happy about the fact that every other man can say that they've been there. They want to keep something sacred for themselves. And so, in my opinion, this is just a guide.
True. Like, do you find value in a land that everybody else has plundered? Again, is it fair on the women? No. But is that the reality situation? Yes. And so let's not beat around the bush or complain about ideal realities when we do not live in an ideal society. We don't.
Of guys, please forgive me for all the things that you know about me. Please, let's just throw in the trash all the things that I've done, whether I've been accountable for my actions or not, whether I have have changed behavior or I don't. Everybody, let's just put that in the past and let's just move on and forget about it and sweep it under the rug, because I still want the opportunities to be with other men, even though men have seen how I have acted in real time with the other relationships that I've had in the past. That's what it seems like to me.
But the truth of the matter is, it's like, if you meet somebody that makes sense, whether they have a kid, whether they've been with someone publicly, why miss out on potential love of your life just because some guy dated her and it didn't work out?
That's probably the mature mindset.
It's not about, again, missing out. A lot of women, and I want to say this in a way, let me just make my disclaimer. My disclaimer is not every single mother is created equally. Not every woman is created equally, for that matter. But a lot of women who I see spewing this mindset of how men should and should not behave are usually women who are single mothers. And they want to tell you how you should be relating to women in your life, again, so that they are able to have a chance with you. It was literally just the other day, Brittany, that we saw you and your mama at your baby daddy's house acting a fool.
Hey, it's up with me. Just know that it's up. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I didn't stutter.
I didn't hear you say it again.
Suck my d-
If you had one, maybe I would.
Where that-
And what the f you looking
Oh,
at?
that's on my way. bitch.
Get your ass out my driveway, ho.
Bitch, you don't pay for
You don't pay for either. $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your son's bank account. $11,000 in your son's bank account, but $170 in that bank. Get out your car. Get.
It was literally not too long ago that you were telling women to get with athletes because
These are the type of things that feed into stereotypes, man. Why is it that all these things have to be so violent? Like, why are black people so quick to? And I can afford to say that because I'm black. But why do people just resort to yelling and so quickly? Like, it throws me off. It's like, like any small thing, you're starting to yell. That's crazy. And secondly, man, if you have been in one marriage and it didn't play out the way you expected to, we're all human beings, we make mistakes. That's different. If you tell me as a woman, oh, you have a child, you were in a relationship, it didn't work out, but you've just been with two men since that, and that's the second man or something, you can't expect that type of woman is treated the same way than a woman who has been with multiple men and she has children with some of them. It's like, that's crazy, man. You're trying to add me to your track record. That's how it comes off. I'm sorry.
they are foolish.
So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just an athlete. They're really dumb.
It was literally the other day that Deion Sanders had you in a class to, put guys, young guys on game to warn them of the type of women that they were encounter, and you were that example.
And let's go from step A to Z because we got to kind of show these guys.
That's crazy. You went for a class to teach young men the type of women to avoid, and you were the case study. Wait. This has to be a lie. This has to be AI. You went for a sensitization class on the type of women men should avoid. And you were the case study. You were an example. I'm so sorry. Am I the. Wait, let's just play the video. Oh my God.
As the other side
Right.
of game. And that's why you gracefully blessed us with your presence so they could understand from your point of view how this game is played.
Look at what she's wearing, bro. You're trying to teach young men the type of women to avoid. Look what you wore. What?
So in your situation, just from my personal opinion, I don't believe that the tainting has to do with anybody outside of yourself. And the fact that you seem out of control, uncontrollable, disrespectful, the fact that you are, you might be a liability in a relationship to somebody else. And it does not mean that you might not be willing with the right person because, when Brittany Renner got with Kevin Gates, most recently when they were in a relationship, she seemed very cool, calm, docile, all the above.
So Islam has made my life better in every single category. And like my husband says, the closer you get to God, the more you get. And literally in every category of my life, I mean, dreams happen, like miracles happen once in a while every day.
But you cannot, you are going to have to understand that your dating avenue is going to be vastly different than a lot of women who don't have their business on social media, who are not always in these public spotlight relationship situations, but these.
What did I just say? What did I just say? If you were another random woman on the road, incognito, you wouldn't even have half as much of these problems that you're having now. Your two mistakes was you lived life on your own terms without thinking about future consequences. And two, you did it as a public figure. And now you're lashing out because these things have come home to bite. These chickens have come home to roost. And you're lashing out at the world like everybody else has a problem except you. You see what I'm trying to say? Like you made your actions. You had your actions. You made your decisions. You did what you wanted to do. And now everybody else is the problem, right?
Women who do not have this internet stain of a negative track record as it pertains to men.
There was a video that I did in my car where I was talking about how I had sex with, 3 men in a day,
Yes.
and then I ended up getting a yeast infection.
Yes.
I came out pretty unscathed for just a yeast infection. Think about the ramifications of telling people that I had sex with multiple men. Yes, I don't care. If I've had sex with 35 guys.
That's something.
You don't care. You don't care. That is what you said. Your words. So why are you lashing out now? Why are you coming on to complain about you don't care, right? Keep on not caring. Just keep on doing that. But you cannot not care, make your decisions, and then start to lash out at everybody because we also don't care. Like, we don't want you, we don't want you. Of course, for the men that spurned her, right? We don't want you, bruh. Don't hate on us for that. You made your decisions.
That you're gonna have to realize. And it's so interesting. These women are, I am woman, hear me roar. I don't need no man. I can do better by myself. And here is a woman sitting down begging men to forget her track record just so that she can level out the dating pool to what she wants it to be. And it reminds me so much of when Drea, who was a model and all the above, went on social media and went on the radio, and was basically saying that like she's not a 304 anymore because it got deleted after a certain amount of time.
I don't think I'm considered a hoe no more. I don't really got nobody in the last like 2 or 3 years.
She said no more. Don't say no.
No, your wholeness can get deleted like after a certain amount of time.
Don't
Honestly, I don't know where we went wrong with some of the women that come up in society. I don't know. I don't know why we keep giving the wrong people a platform. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it because they're just bad examples to our children who are coming up. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? All the men that even entertain this type of women, they wouldn't even let their daughters remotely near this type of women because they don't even want them to rub off on. You see, the thing is, most of these men are opportunists. They're looking for a quick, quick release, and you're available, and they're like, I bet. You know, they don't lose any value. In fact, they gain some aura of sleeping with you because you're Brittany Renner, right? They do all these things, or this woman, I don't know her name, they do all these things with you for free. It's like, who doesn't like free things? But they would never let their own children go out and just be like you. You not see. I mean, there are people who know these things for a fact and they're just in it for the money. They just want to make as much money as possible. They don't care about the stigma, the OnlyFans people, whatever. That's different. They chose their path. They are very aware of where they're going and they take the consequences with their chin straight up because they prepared for this. They knew this was what they were getting into. But you don't act like we are the problem as men because you decided to be a hoe.
She's like, she said, I want to, she said, I'm owning it.
You got saved a long time
You're in
ago.
a drought right now.
I am in a total drought.
You know what's funny?
Only for her to then get into a relationship with a guy who is the same age as her son, somebody who was probably not hip to all the information that, men her age or a little bit older than, her baby daddy's age, who he was probably not around for the lot of the conversations that were floating around Drea's name, only to get him, engulfed in the situation to renew her card.
I mean, if you want this point, I'm gonna give it to you, but
I'm taking it because
Okay.
you drive like
I mean, I've had a driver's license.
Oh yeah, this is the woman with Jalen Green. Dating somebody who's the same age as your son. I don't know where we got to as a society where this just became the norm. It's not the norm yet, but it's like, shouldn't this be a criminal offense? Like, what do you even think you're doing to your son's mental health? Knowing that somebody his same age is out here turning his mom inside out simply because he's a basketball player and he has money. And then someone who's the same age with your son can look him dead in the eye and be like, yeah, I was in there. Like, come on, bruh. Like, what?
Like, your whole life.
I don't know. I just think, like I said before, I think it's very funny that a lot of these women have these conversations 100% of trying to prove to men that they don't need them and then turning around and telling men who they should and should not date and trying to make it seem like men are weak or emasculated or small.
Yo, I love this woman, man. I love the fact that she's being real. She's not having any sort of bias, at least from what I've heard in this video anyway. I love it that there are actually women who can see these things for what they are. Because most women they will just play into it because, oh, it's women supporting women, right? They just take that bias and run with it. But she's really talking, I'm agreeing with what she's saying.
Minded because they are not choosing to miss out on a woman who has a longer track record, a woman who probably maybe has a couple of children, outside of his relationship with her, not wanting to take on extra baggage, and that he is immature or has an immature mindset because he doesn't want to deal with the baggage that these women want to so freely bring into their relationships. And that's just my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. Again, I have to say, not all single mothers are created equally. Not all of their situations are created equally. Okay? But it's just something that I noticed that a lot of the women who are in the seat of toxicity always try to tell men how to move and how to relate as it pertains to them.
Yeah, man, I think that's the end of the video, bro. I don't have much to say again, honestly. Like, it's ridiculous where we found ourselves as a society, in 2025. And the way it's looking is only looking worse from here, man. So it looks like it's just going to get more degenerate and more delusional and more toxic the more we go in this direction that we're going. It's like a forex chart. You know, we're starting to see it just go down. It doesn't look like it's coming back up, man. It doesn't look like it, you know. But if you enjoyed this video, let me know. Tell me down in the comments. Tell me what to react to. I would love your opinions and, you know, what you want me to move on from here. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my reflective channel if you would like more things, more deeper insights, like, you know, the things I'm giving here where I go deeper into it. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.